Hello my friends, and welcome back to the rabbit hole, and welcome to part 2 of my skincare techniques series. In the event that you are stumbling upon this video and wondering what this series is, I will link you part 1 in the cards and in the description box below, but today's video is all about cleansing. Now, I think the reality of the topic of cleansing is that for most of us, it's probably not exactly that exciting. Am I right? Or is it just me? Or at least it was just me for a very long time, which means I have to start with something that is such a basic concept that you're gonna feel like you're in skincare kindergarten. Point number 1 is to find the right cleanser. Listen, I understand how unhelpful that sentence sounds. You could be sitting there going, oh, so just find a cleanser out of the thousands of cleansers on the market. Wow, thanks Alice, so helpful. But the thing about that statement is that it's true. It's true, you know, people are going to like different cleansers depending on their skin type, depending on their preferences. There's just no universal cleanser that everybody loves. There's no universal skincare product that everyone loves. So at this point you may be thinking, oh great, she's got a product. She's gonna talk about her favorite after she just told us that we have to find our favorites ourselves. But here's what's interesting to me about having this cleanser officially as my favorite. This is the CeraVe Acne Foaming Cream Cleanser, which I did review earlier this year, newer release for 2020. I did not think I was going to like this. I'm picky with cleansers in the first place, but also this is 4% benzoyl peroxide. Benzoyl peroxide is a very effective ingredient for fighting acne, but I hate it. I hate it because it stains everything. And I realistically think that active ingredients in cleansers typically aren't as potent as they are in leave-on products necessarily. So I was thinking, you know, I'm probably, why am I even trying this? I'm probably not going to even like it. And yet it became my holy grail. And I kind of had to come face to face with myself and realize I think it's the fact that you don't like benzoyl peroxide as a leave-on that is why you like it so much in a cleanser, because it is an effective ingredient. You just had to figure out how to work that ingredient into your skincare routine. So my point in saying this is that this may be true for you. You know, some of you guys have said, I don't particularly like the stinging sensation with L-ascorbic acid. Maybe you'll like a cleanser with L-ascorbic acid, and it could be a perfect way to work that ingredient into your routine. Of course, if it's an ingredient you have allergies to, nope, it's not gonna work in a cleanser either, and be very careful with that. As I've learned in the last couple of months, be careful with cleansers, patch test them. My next trick is triple cleansing. Don't freak out, it's not as scary as it sounds, and it really is something that only applies to people who wear, in particular, a lot of eye makeup, like myself. Now, most likely, you've heard of double cleansing. Double cleansing is when you remove either your makeup or your SPF with a cleansing balm or a cleansing oil, and then you follow with your regular cleanser. If you do wear a lot of eye makeup, you may find that it's not enough. See, the problem with wearing makeup isn't actually the makeup itself, it's if there's a failure to completely remove that makeup. So to give you an example here, if you're sleeping with some mascara left on your eyelashes can harden and break in your sleep if you turn your head on your pillow, and you don't want any of that. You want to make sure that your makeup is completely removed. So if you do wear a lot of makeup or a lot of eyeshadow or eyeliner, you may really benefit from using a dual phase makeup remover. So these are products that are specifically made to remove eye makeup. And what you'll do is you'll shake the bottle up first, because you don't want it in 2 separate parts. You want those to homogenize. And then you'll apply that to a cloth and then specifically remove your eye makeup. If you wear false lashes, just as a heads up here, be careful to use it only on the band itself. A lot of people will tell you not to do this as it's not really good for the false lash, but it's good for your lashes. And you will want to make sure that you're kind of just letting it sit and letting it sink in to the makeup so that it can dissolve, and then you're going to wipe it all away. After you do that, you're going to go in with your cleansing balm. This one is the Elemis Pro Collagen Cleansing Balm. They were kind enough to send me both that and their White Flowers Eye and Lip Makeup Remover. And what you're going to do with this product or any type of cleansing balm is you're going to massage it into your skin and then go back in with a washcloth, either dry or add some water to it to emulsify, or wipe it off first. Personally, I do prefer to wipe it off first and then go in with my third cleanser. Now, for a lot of people, you may not need this step. Double cleansing may be more than enough, especially if you use tubing mascaras, if you use light makeup. But again, in the event that you are using heavy makeup, I actually cannot recommend a dual phase makeup remover enough. Let's talk about a personal favorite category over here. Oh, if you're a subscriber, I'm sorry if you've heard this a million times, but it is none other than micellar water. Now, importantly, a lot of people use micellar water in a very similar way to what I was just describing with specifically double cleansing, if not a little bit of a take on triple cleansing. Micellar waters do contain surfactants, which can be helpful in removing makeup as well as dirt. But there is another use for micellar water, and it is one that I absolutely swear by. Now, I owe this entire tip to the country of France, which is actually where micellar water was developed. It was developed as an alternative to water because France had hard water. Now, if you are like me and you also live in an area that has kind of hard water, you may benefit from switching out your morning cleanse to a micellar water. So we're on the same page here. I always cleanse in the evening, anywhere from a single cleanse to a triple cleanse, but quite a few times a week I just use a micellar water in the morning. This has quite a few benefits for me. The most glaring one is that it's less contact with that hard water, and if that hard water is causing any kind of problems for my skin, reducing the amount of contact with that water is also going to benefit my skin. It's all very interesting because I never ran into problems with cleansing until I moved to this area. And once I moved to this area, my acne got so much worse. Once I started using this micellar water in the morning thing, my skin really did start to improve. But I still do have a couple of tips along with this topic. The first one is the micellar water that I'm holding up. So this is the Drunk Elephant Erase Milky Micellar Water, which I also have a video on. I do love this specifically for what I'm using it for. It's a very, very thick texture. I actually think if you were using it solely to remove makeup as that part of your double cleansing, I don't think you'll like it as much, but specifically for this purpose, I love it. And the other tip is that if you are concerned about leaving surfactants on your skin, and some people are concerned about this, and I understand that completely, my tip to you would be, use your micellar water. This is a dual-sided cloth right here, so use your micellar water, pat it into your skin, and then flip your cloth around and go in with a liquid toner. And as far as this whole topic is concerned, I really think there's a lot of potential reasons that you could be running into problems with your skin, and this is definitely something that I would highly recommend at least trying. You don't have to run out and buy this. You can get Bioderma or Garnier at the drugstore, but I would definitely say, if you haven't tried this, give it a try and see how it works out for your skin, because again, for me, it's been very game-changing. Come close, come close. Shh. We're going to be talking about physical exfoliation. I owe my love of the category physical exfoliation to Dr. Lancer, so it seemed only fair to grab Dr. Lancer's scrub for this topic, which I also have a video on. You know what? I think I'll just link these videos in the description box below. Let's talk about this topic. It is a very controversial one. There certainly are some things to avoid in the topic of physical exfoliation. You don't ever want to be hurting your skin with physical exfoliation, which I think is why walnut scrubs or apricot scrubs have gotten such a bad rap in the community. All that said, I still do believe that even those products could potentially work for people who are using a very gentle hand. Now, this particular one is a quartz crystal scrub, but what I like so much about Lancer's system is the system itself. This is something that I really hadn't tried with physical exfoliation. I was kind of just using them on their own until I tried his method. And really quickly, before I explain this Lancer method, let me make sure I'm clear that the reason Dr. Lancer swears by physical exfoliation is he calls it controlled inflammation. Now, the word inflammation may sound scary, but that's actually what you're doing to stimulate collagen production, and it's the same thing that you experience if you go and get a laser treatment. The laser damages your skin and increases collagen production. So his method is to use a gentle physical exfoliator, and I gotta say I respect the man because in his book he does talk about selling this, but he gives some drugstore dupes. So anyway, he talks about exfoliating very gently in circular motions all over your face, all over your forehead, all over your neck. Rinse all of that off and then follow with a second cleanser. Now for me personally, I've actually preferred using some of my own favorite gentle cleansers in my collection as opposed to the ones that Dr. Lancer sells. But again, you know, it's the principle here. It's finding the right cleanser, and in this case, 2 separate cleansers. Oh no, now we gotta find 2. But it's fascinating to me how this combination method, this exfoliation followed by another cleanse, it's a double cleansing method here too. It actually really softens the skin and really does make your skin glow. And one more really quick and important note before we move off the topic of physical exfoliation, make sure that you're not overdoing it. You know, just listen to your skin. You can't avoid these topics of just do what works for you. You cannot avoid these when we're really having an honest conversation about skincare. But yeah, you know, maybe some people are able to use physical exfoliation daily. For me, I prefer it more 2 to 3 times a week. That's enough. That's the sweet spot for me. And my final tip for today's video is one that is so astoundingly simple that I cannot believe I never came up with it myself. When I did my 2-week trial of Rosen Skincare, something that was so odd to me when I received the clear kit, is I noticed that on the packaging of their little masks, they say, apply the mask and then remove the mask with cleanser. After I finished that trial, I got to thinking, gee, I wonder if I can do that with other clay masks. I wonder if I can do that with other charcoal masks in my collection. Will I actually use them if I start washing my masks away? And guess what? The answer is yes. Absolutely. If you watch my empties videos, you know that you don't ever see this category. You don't see clay masks in my empties videos because they're too much on my skin type. I have dry skin. I do have acne, but I have dry skin. And it's so interesting to me that removing this mask, any of the clay masks that I use, is really making such a difference. So again, owe this one to Rosen because I could not come up with this myself, but if you too are struggling with, in particular, these very drying masks, if it's just too harsh on your skin and it's causing more damage than good, which honestly was the case for me with a lot of masks, give this a try. It is extremely simple and you can do it tonight. That is all I have for today's video. Thank you guys so much for your suggestions last week. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below for this week. And if you did enjoy this video, please make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time.